ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्री श्री सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान की जय। Welcome back for another session on the Sri Rama Raksha stotra, where we are going verse by verse. Today we'll look at the very first verse after the Dhyanam verse that we did in our previous video. The very first Stotram or verse says, Charitam Raghunathasya Shatakoti Pravistaram Ekaikamaksharam Pumsam Mahapatakanashanam. So this verse has two parts. The first two lines are description of Sri Ramachandra's character or the content of Ramayana. And the very first word in which Ramachandra is referred to is Raghunatha. Now, the previous ancestors are generally considered to be the superiors, and those who appear later are obliged to respect them as superiors. However, in this case, he is called Raghunatha, that he appeared in the dynasty of Raghu. However, it is Sri Ramachandra who gave full glory to the king Raghu, who appeared many generations before him. So it is he who is the lord of the Raghus. So he got the name Raghunatha. At the same time, he is a descendant of Raghu. The original Ramayana that Lord Brahma spoke to Valmiki has 1 billion verses. Billion with a B. And that's what here Buddha Kaushika Rishi is saying. Shata Koti Pravistaram. Shata is 100. Koti is 10 million. So 10 million times of 100 is 1 billion. And Pravistaram means explained in full, minute detail. Now the next two lines, Ekaikam Aksharam Pumsam. It gives us the result or the consequence of studying Ramayana or studying the character of Sri Ramachandra. The very first word Ekaikam means that every single word or syllable, Aksharam is actually letter. So every letter in this billion verses has a potency. Even one word, even one syllable of the Ramayana has the potency of killing or removing or destroying unlimited sin. Mahapataka Nashanam. What is it about every little word or syllable? In the second chapter of Valmiki Ramayana, when Lord Brahma spoke to Valmiki Rishi decided to compile the Ramayana. It is said that every word, every phrase, every analogy, every little thing that he spoke is in perfect symmetry, in perfect balance, and in its most appropriate way. There is not one letter, syllable, word that is wrongly placed or incompletely as a filler. Sometimes we use filler words to complete a sentence or to complete a thought, but his writing is crisp, perfect, and nothing is out of place. And this Mahapataka Nashanam is, when we talk of sin, sometimes human beings knowingly or unknowingly commit sins. And how does this sin manifest in a person's life? Is that sins block us from any sort of enlightenment. Think of them as clouds in the sky that can cover our vision of the bright effulgent sun. of knowledge. And the clouds cover our own identity of our constitutional nature. Then sins keep us in darkness because clouds, although the sun is shining behind the clouds, clouds make everything seem dark. So these sins, like clouds, keep us in a very sedated, perhaps intoxicated condition where we are unaware of what we are speaking or doing. In another way, we can think of it as a diseased condition where a person cannot enjoy the wonderful things that life has to offer. That's what sin does to a person. So, ekaikamaksharam mahapataka nashanam, by reciting, studying, meditating on the names, form, qualities, and pastimes, Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela of Sri Ramachandra, we immediately are in his association. And that association removes all ignorance and it enlightens us. So we pray to Sri Ramachandra that as we proceed through Rama Raksha stotra, may he enlighten us, may he guide us on the path of proper knowledge, and that knowledge is proper because it should bring us to his lotus feet and in his service and the service of his devotees. Thank you, and I'll meet you again when we talk about the next verse.